Alright, the dark truth behind the most popular game ever made. This is about Minecraft, clearly. As an avid Minecraft enjoyer, let's see what this is.
You know how you have those experiences you remember and reminisce about for the rest of your lives? This isn't one of those.
The world could not have been prepared for the arrival of Minecraft in 2011. This
Oh,
quickly
yeah.
became a billion-dollar franchise that took its place among the gaming elite and changed everything. Its
Oh, yeah.
influence cannot be overstated. Its popularity cannot be simplified into its frankly unfathomable sales numbers, and its legacy is that of joy and
And it's a game that'll never die either. It has its ups and it has its downs. Minecraft was huge upon release, all the way up until about 2017, 2018 it started dying, and then made a huge resurgence in 2020. Yeah.
exploration and creativity. But Minecraft also hides a dark legacy. And no, I'm not talking about those 2010s creepypasta fan theories. Sadly, this is a much more real and complicated issue that requires a little more nuance than that. Now, when I say Minecraft
Herobrine will forever be a part of Minecraft's legacy.
is the most popular game ever made, that's kind of a hard concept to grasp, right? Popularity isn't some easily defined metric that
Oh,
you can
for
point
sure.
to, but when you lay out the game's history, it's pretty obvious that Minecraft deserves its high school superlative-esque title.
I mean, is it still one of the top selling games of all time? Yep. Minecraft with 238 million sales. Second place is GTA 5 with 175 million. Ooh, Terraria is on here too.
As of 2022, Minecraft is the second highest
Oh,
selling
yep, there it
game
is.
of all
Oh,
time.
second.
You're not talking franchises or series here, just single
Was that
standalone
list out of
games,
date?
and Minecraft outshines nearly all of them with an impressive 238 million copies sold. The only game to outsell it is, strangely, another game conceived around the placement of blocks, Tetris. Which,
Oh,
need
is
I remind
Tetris
you,
is Tetris
originally
still
came
above
out in
Minecraft?
1984 and has been released on pretty much every gaming system that's ever existed. So, yeah, you could say
I mean, I guess
Minecraft
if you
is
count it
hard.
that way.
At its peak in the first few years after release, you couldn't log into YouTube without being bombarded with Minecraft Let's Plays,
Oh, yeah.
fan
Oh, yeah.
theories, and parody songs. The game was getting mainstream news coverage.
Bro, Minecraft parodies was the shit. Especially Captain Sparkles, dude. Best Minecraft parodies.
Games were referencing it, and it seemed like the whole world was playing. Not even real life was safe. Minecraft merch was absolutely everywhere. And even today,
Yep.
an estimated 3.6 million people still play Minecraft every day. That's around 2 million more active players per day than Final Fantasy XIV. The game launched the careers of several YouTubers and streamers that are still around today, and it popularized this pixelated, low-poly sandbox survival game subgenre that's
Oh, yeah.
still absurdly popular today. It
For
even
sure.
created a few of its own subgenres within the game. And of course, Minecraft's creator essentially became video game royalty.
The very first Battle Royale. Minecraft Hunger Games.
Both in the sense that he was exceedingly popular among fans and outrageously, unbelievably wealthy. Seeing just how massive the Minecraft brand has become since its release almost a decade ago, it's hard to believe that it was created by a single man. Swedish game designer Marcus Passion, aka Notch. Notch started work on Minecraft by essentially trying to clone a game called Infiniminer. He quickly cobbled together enough of a game to call it an alpha in May of 2009. Only a month later, he was charging about $13 for this alpha version, and people were buying it. At the time,
Yeah.
Notch still had a day job, but by May of the following year, he was making enough money off this blocky rough draft of a game to be able to quit. He shifted his focus entirely to Minecraft and his newly minted game dev company, Mojang Studios. By early 2011, Minecraft had moved from its alpha stage into its beta and had already made an estimated $33 million by word of mouth alone.
Yeah, that's
And
insane.
on November 18, 2011, the game was officially and fully released. Less than a year later, it was the 6th highest selling PC game of all time and had broken.
So in 1 year, the alpha stage of the game made $33 million. 1 more year, it released and became one of the highest selling games of all time. In just 2 years. Those 2 years.
Xbox Live sales records. At this point, Notch was making bank off a game he had built in his spare time that was based on the shell of another game he didn't even own. He had become a multi-millionaire in the span of just a few years, and a mini celebrity basically overnight. It's enough to make anyone's head spin.
Oh yeah.
Notch seemed to be taking it in stride. He would often pop up online like a regular dude to talk about how weird he found all of this, and fans loved it. At the time, the overwhelming vibe of the gaming community was that Notch was just a chill guy who made an incredible game and got really lucky. And that luck was compounded by 2014 when Microsoft bought out Minecraft and Mojang for a ridiculous $2.5
That's fucking
billion.
huge.
So now this multimillionaire had become a billionaire. Spin-offs were immediately in the works.
Oh, yep.
Only ramped up, and the original Minecraft would see several updates under Microsoft's management.
And see, while Notch is gone, most of Mojang is still there and still dedicated to the game, making huge. I feel like the updates are less frequent, but way more packed. Man, I still remember playing Minecraft before they even had horses. Back in the 1.6s, I think. 1.5s.
The game was everywhere, but Notch was mostly silent. It was assumed that he was just living his best billionaire life, going on vacations and working on his next big game. This was Notch, after all. The man had created a genuine gaming phenomenon during his off hours. There was no telling what he could do with some real money and time.
Didn't he make other games like Cobalt that didn't really pop off?
But while gamers were basking in the light, Minecraft's dark truth was looming in the shadows.
Yeah, what else? He made a game called Cobalt, I think. No. Maybe not. Oh yeah, no, yeah, that was by Mojang. Back in 2016. Is a platformer. Though if that was in 2015, maybe Notch didn't have a hand in that.
And no amount of torches would keep it from spawning. Notch hadn't actually been actively involved in Minecraft's development since Minecraft's official release in 2011. Instead, he had passed the lead designer role to Jens Bergensten, so he could focus on Mojang's next big game away from the public eye. And the pressure to perform was immense. All the goodwill that Minecraft had built up meant that following it up with something even better
Would be
have been next to
impossible.
impossible. And
Yep.
sadly, that turned out to be the case. Anything Mojang came out with that wasn't Minecraft related was largely ignored, and
Yep.
Notch in
There
particular
it is,
was
Cobalt.
striking out hard. All his post-Minecraft releases were either small experimental games, not meant for wide release, or unfinished projects that remain in permanent alpha and beta stages. None of it has been particularly good, and as time goes on, the expectation for something great only grows. The truth about Minecraft and its success is that it has killed.
Well, when you hit the peak, nothing else you do will ever feel like enough. You could still make good games. They might not be anywhere near as good as Minecraft and still be good games, but after making Minecraft, you wouldn't see it that way. So it's fully understandable how much that could suck. You created the peak of gaming. Nothing else you make could ever hold a candle to it. Doesn't matter how great the game is, it's not Minecraft. And that sucks.
Any chance of future greatness that could have come from Notch. This isn't an uncommon problem. We've seen the same thing happen to people like George R.R. Martin with The Winds of Winter or Patty Jenkins and Rogue Squadron. There is absolutely no way that whatever these people produce will live up to the hype and the expectation that is built up over the years of fan discourse and discussion. It's the same with Notch. A combination of pressure, expectation, and creative stagnation has absolutely ruined what could have been the next video game auteur to stand beside the likes of Hideo Kojima. So Notch went silent. That's the truth. But we've hardly scratched the surface of how deep and dark the rabbit hole goes, because after years of working on mostly failed projects with very little social media presence, Notch was about to become a major public figure again. And this time, it would be in the worst way possible.
And it seems like there's quite a lot of bitchiness in your world. Like quite a lot of people are like, I hate him, he created Minecraft, how dare he not be me?
Notch eventually became very, let's say, vocal on Twitter. It really started with a thread of tweets from 2015 where he talked at length about how isolated he felt and unsure of his next steps in life. He lamented about how all the employees left at Mojang hate him and that he was generally unhappy. This was a rare moment of raw, emotional honesty, but things would quickly escalate from personal reflection to outright rage bait. Mostly under the guise of trolling, he made his opinions on some extremely sensitive topics known, and to say his takes were controversial doesn't even begin to touch on the scope of the outrage he attracted. Things would eventually get so bad that Microsoft and Mojang had to entirely cut ties with the game's creator and officially uninvite him from the 10-year anniversary celebration in 2019. All mentions of him were erased from anything Minecraft related online. It's unclear whether Notch always harbored these opinions and was just better at hiding them in the early 2010s, or he was radicalized somewhere along his road to fame and fortune. Either way, it all...
Well, I mean, he became a billionaire in just 2 years. Or a millionaire in like 2 years. You go from someone having to work a day job, barely making ends meet, to a millionaire that quickly. You're not going to be accustomed to it. You're going to become isolated. And if you don't get help with that, of course, you're going to turn bad in a way. Not that he's a bad person. He might just have some bad opinions grown by that isolation. I could totally see how he ended up that way.
All ended in the weirdest and most grossest way possible. The fact that the billionaire creator of Minecraft is out there sending tweets like this to an audience of millions is incredibly wild. And that's really the biggest issue here. The most popular game ever made brought the world a new and beloved gaming subgenre, inspired incredible innovation from its community, brought people together from all over the world, and made its creator a billionaire. But living under the shadow of Minecraft's success also hobbled any chance its creator or dev company had of making anything great ever again.
Yep.
It isolated its creator and, perhaps worst of all, indirectly provided a platform for dangerous misinformation. All of this ugliness ultimately leaves us as players with a choice. Do we continue playing a game that both created and destroyed a career? And do we support the game's creator even if their views are reprehensible? Separating art from artists has become quite a hot topic in light of some recent events both in and outside of the gaming sphere. And the response to each of these events will vary on a case-by-case and person-by-person basis. This issue with Notch is deserving of no less nuance. And there's no perfect answer. Notch hasn't been actively involved with Minecraft's development in over a decade, and he hasn't profited from it financially since he sold the game to Microsoft. So playing or buying anything that comes from the Minecraft franchise isn't directly supporting Notch. But that doesn't change the fact that his name will forever be tied, rightfully, to the Minecraft IP, no matter how hard Microsoft tries to scrub it from existence. But that name now carries a lot of baggage in the form of a creative burnout, loneliness, and bigotry. It's a tragic story with a messy and uncertain end, and that will always be part of Minecraft's legacy, which is what makes it the dark truth behind the most popular game ever made. That's all I have for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching to the very end. Please like and subscribe.
That one was very good. That one was very good. Had a very truthful look into it. Because, I mean, that's exactly like a perfect storm to ruin a person's life. You go from working a day job to a millionaire in 2 years by making one of the greatest games in existence. But now, you're isolated by your money, your instant growth, not knowing how to handle it, and you don't feel like you can make anything good anymore because you already made the best thing. So you're left with nothing but a downward spiral. It's completely fair. Now, while I'm not defending any opinions he may have put out there, it's understandable to see how he could have gotten there. It's just wild. It's just fucking wild. Anyway, that was the dark truth behind the most popular game ever made by Nostalgic. Oh.
From the moment you were born, you always had it all. And I guess someone dropped